We're live with breaking news. Excuse me for that. Sorry. Breaking news. We have a fake alien invasion. So I thought I'd give you guys an update. And we have the Super Bowl coming up soon too. So thought I'd see if people wanted to tune in, see exactly what's going on. And this is a conspiracy theory. Oh, there's about to be a press conference, from what I understand. So we'll have to keep our eye out for that. And you guys can help me out as we get people tuned in. I think I'm live. Let me check. I haven't seen anybody show up yet. I just went live. There it is. Al Shizzle's here. JJ Hempcrete Bear, what's up? Yes, live breaking news. I was tuned into Agenda Free TV over there. That guy is hilarious. He's got 17,000 people tuned in for this breaking news coverage. He's been talking about these things. What do you guys think it is? You think they're going to land a balloon at the Super Bowl, Jackie D? Yeah, I want to know what people think. It's cool. This one is cool. I realized, because you can have whatever conspiracy theories you want about these objects, pretty much, and it's okay. See, like, I think it's funny how some conspiracy theories are not allowed, but some are. This one, whatever you want to say it is, it's totally fair game. So I might even take phone calls so people can say what they think it is. But I got to try to find out where this press conference is going to be and how I'm going to know about it. It's apparently, I'll search for it on Twitter. Somebody on CNN said one of the things didn't have propulsion. I don't think it's real. I don't think it's aliens. And I don't know if it's a fake alien invasion. I tweeted something yesterday. I was so embarrassed. I was like, Operation Blue Book. I was like, time for Operation Blue Book. I tweeted, thinking, that's the fake alien invasion that everybody talks about. But it's Project Bluebeam is actually the correct. Project Bluebeam is the correct conspiracy theory. That's the one where the government does a fake alien invasion. So people are mentioning that. We can say that's what's going on. We can say that and they won't censor us. We can say it's the US government. We can say it's a distraction from the Nord Stream pipeline being blown up. Some people are saying that. Whenever news breaks, it's always cool to say it's a distraction from something else. Whenever there's any major news, this is a rule. Like, if you want to be successful on Twitter, I can teach you guys ways. You have to be a conspiracy theorist, but be a conspiracy theorist and say, oh, this news, it's a distraction. So I'll tell you what it's a distraction from. It's a distraction from the Nord Stream pipelines, which Seymour Hersh laid out the case that we blew those up. It's a distraction from what people are calling like a Chernobyl in Ohio. People are saying we have our own version of Chernobyl going on right now in Ohio because they're surrounded by a cloud of vinyl chloride gas. Like, the sky is covered with chemical clouds. So I'll show you that. And then let's see. UFO press conference. I'm like searching Twitter. Alex Stein is tweeting about Ohio, which is where there was a massive train derailment on Friday. Sometimes there are fake trail derailments. People have speculated before. That's a conspiracy theory. you're probably not allowed to have. The ones, like, you're not allowed to have conspiracy theories where you say people didn't really die. Like, if it was a tragedy and people supposedly died, you can't have a conspiracy theory that nobody died. Like, let's say, nobody would want to do this, but they could say it was like a fake earthquake in Turkey or something. I think that wouldn't be allowed, because, like, if the news says people died and you say nobody died, that's against the rules. But if the news says alien spacecraft or something else, you can dispute that. You can claim it's fake aliens, that the government is running a psyop. Some people are calling it a psyop. This guy, actually, people are conspiracy theorists. It's really funny. Like, it's like mainstream to be a conspiracy theorist now. This guy, Chris Mortensen, who's like a mainstream person, was saying how it's maybe to usher in the New World Order. Let me see. Chris Mortensen, PhD, who talked about COVID a lot. I'll show you what he's saying. How's everybody doing? You guys doing good? Sunday. Fake alien content. Fake alien content. If you want to support the show, you can do it with super chats, like a sacrifice to the YouTube gods that are the super chats, or you can go to buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil. I'll put a link. Let me make sure I have this whole thing set up right. buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil. I'll keep going. I'll give you guys news on this as long as I keep getting super chats. But as soon as the super chat stop, I'm out. Do you guys want to watch the game? Are you excited? People say the NFL is rigged. You guys heard that, right? That's a conspiracy theory. You can have that one. People say the games are fixed. People have been saying that. Some people are claiming that this game is the outcome is predetermined. People are saying that. Okay, here we go. I'm live. Support the grift. There's also news about Tim Pool. I was going to get DeFango on the show to talk about it for people who care about the Tim Pool situation. It involves DeFango. I think he's live right now too. He was featured in this story. Anyway, they took down this article. They took down all the articles from Timcast about Eliza Blue. So that's turned into a major fuck up. They're like, people didn't get it. People didn't understand our gonzo journalism. There's a note, I think, on the articles now. So I'll give you guys all the news. Let's see. The latest news is we shot down another object over Lake Huron. Oh, that's right. I'm trying to get... All right, doing a few things. Here we go. Let's show you. I'll show you what Chris Martinson says. Chris Martinson, PhD. He's got a PhD, I think, from Duke University. He says, this is a UFO psyop. To take this clip at face value, we have to believe pilot briefings about national security events are open to the public, that the military is in the habit of shooting at things they have not completely identified. And then he says to somebody's comment, why would we have a UFO psyop? He says, 99% sure the op is meant to distract us from something else. 99% sure the op is designed to distract us from something else. 1% chance it's the beginning of a new and larger false flag event designed to usher in a new world order. Sadly, we can't rule anything out anymore. So that's, I mean, such a conspiracy theorist thing to say from somebody who's like, I don't know if he's boomer. He's got to be really old Gen X, but he's not supposedly a conspiracy theorist, but he's saying 99% sure it's a distraction from something else. So the distraction from something else is the Ohio Chernobyl. I'll show you like the TikTok video about it. Let's see. Alex Stein is sharing this. Alex Stein's got a new show. Did you guys know about it? Just started. Prime Time with Alex Stein. He's had a couple episodes. I'll play this. Oh, make sure my sound is right. Okay, cool.
Massive train derailed Friday, 20 of them carrying hazardous materials as flames lit up the sky in northeastern Ohio.
The evacuation order is in place for anyone within a mile radius of the crash site.
These aren't storm clouds. This is the fucking shit! The fucking shit that burned off in East Palestine! This is not fucking storm clouds! Look at it!
This is horrible! I got arrested because I was going to do a live report.
Dead fish.
Officials are claiming that the air and water are safe. Residents say they can still smell chlorine. They've complained about their eyes watering when they go outside, and one woman says the noxious air killed her chickens.
Out of nowhere, he just started coughing really hard and just shut down and went very fast.
Look at all these fucking crows.
I'm not kidding.
This is within 10 miles of East Palestine.
I don't know what the crows were doing. And then there was something else I didn't know. Okay, this guy, he's a fox owner, it says, but he's got a living fox in his arms. So first it says, oops, all pets dead. Says this bird thing. UAE, exotic falconry and finance. Says, oops, all pets dead. February 10th. So I guess this started a while ago. And then he's got a living fox. It says he's a fox owner, but that fox is alive. It appears. Then this, I saw this. Eggs the day before the burn. Tuesday, eggs after the burn from Enon Valley. And it's like 2 pink eggs. I don't know. That would be pretty dramatic if the eggs came out pink and small, kind of. But I don't know. So that's one thing that it's a distraction from. These fucking clouds. And then there's more video. I'll play it. Whatever it means. Rail companies blocked safety rules.
Not evacuated. Please leave the area.
Yeah. And then there's some picture. There's some picture of it looking like a freaking nuclear bomb with like a mushroom cloud. Where's the mushroom cloud picture? There's a big picture of it. There's a rail train derailment, burning vinyl chloride, apparently. They're giving $25,000 where it caused a life or death evacuation. $25,000 to the town. That's amazing, huh? Oh, I'll show you. $25,000 for a giant environmental disaster that it might be killing animals. Norfolk Southern is giving $25,000 to an Ohio town. The East Palestine, they call it. Palestine, even though it's spelled Palestine. Palestine. It offered a $25,000 donation. Norfolk Southern, the U.S. railway company responsible for the toxic spew of vinyl chloride, says it's merely an initial donation. Okay. Oh, I got to find this press conference. You guys let me know if you guys know where that press conference is, because I do want to cover it live. Breaking news. U.S. shoots down object over Lake Huron. Oh, I'll play you the CNN clip. That's pretty funny. 25 G's for that. I'll play you the CNN clip where they say the thing about the propulsion. Where is that? Right here. Okay. I think, well, what do I think? I don't know. I think maybe there's stuff flying around all over the place. Like, I don't think there's more shit flying around. That's my thoughts. So call me a conspiracy theorist. But I don't think it's like all of a sudden there's random stuff flying around and there wasn't before. I think we saw the balloon, like people saw the balloon because there were 3 balloons that went when Trump was president. We didn't shoot any of them down, probably because nobody saw them and complained about it. That's the way I see it. It's like we saw a balloon, people took pictures of it and stuff. They were like, oh, Chinese balloon, even though it wasn't doing anything. This is my thoughts on it. I don't know though. Like balloon cameras, like what is it really doing that it couldn't do anyway? Because they have satellites over us and stuff. So they put this balloon up. Like it probably wasn't really collecting important information. That's my thoughts. But then people were like, oh, we got to shoot it down. And Josh Hawley was like, oh, shoot that thing down. And then Joe Biden, he wants to be really tough. Oh, we'll take care of it. So they took care of it. But now they got to shoot everything. So they're shooting all whatever, like anything that moves. Oh, I got to find. How am I going to find the press briefing? I think they're just shooting anything that moves right now. Those are my thoughts. And they're not aliens. If they were aliens, I would think they have better defenses. That's what I think. Like, I think there are alien spacecraft. Genuinely. But I think they're better than us. Like, they're fast and they don't just float, usually. They move really fast. And they can disable our equipment and stuff so we can't shoot at them. I don't know, though. There's that one guy who says, that guy, Bob Lazar, who said we had some aircraft in Area 51. And that guy sounded like he knew what he was talking about. But I don't know how we'd capture it. You'd think they're so much more advanced than we are that we wouldn't be able to shoot them down. Those are my thoughts. That's my thoughts, at least. Well, I look up UFO press conference. UFO press conference. I mean, seriously. In full, Pentagon briefing 2 days ago. Yeah, there was a Pentagon briefing from a few days ago about the object shot down off the Alaska coast. There's news about how we talked about UFOs. It is a funny one because I was talking to some debunkers the other day. People that think, they debunk conspiracy theories. I was like, well, what about UFOs? because that used to be a conspiracy theory that the US government would like call you insane and try to ruin your life and stuff if you said you saw a UFO. And now they say, oh yeah, there's UFOs. So now it's okay, you know. Just shows you like it was a conspiracy theory that there were UFOs. Now the government says there are UFOs. Like the government wants you to know about it, as a matter of fact. Like the government put out videos to the Washington Post. But it wasn't like the Washington Post reporter got a scoop on UFOs that the government has been covering up. The government was like, oh, here you go. We want to tell people about UFOs now. So in the sense that it is a psyop of the UFO thing. I mean, the government is spreading the information. They're responsible for it. There's all kinds of information before about UFOs, but they were called conspiracy theorists. They were marginalized. Now it's mainstream. So Pentagon press briefing. Pentagon press briefing. Pentagon. So I need to find. Nothing's happening right now. Yeah, I was listening over there on No Agenda TV, and he said there was supposed to be a press conference. So I'll still look for it. I'll show you this video of CNN talking about it. And then what are you guys going to do? You're going to watch the football game? This is like the pregame show. It starts in 20 minutes, if you want to know. I'm curious if people watch YouTube videos when the Super Bowl is going on or not. Here's the news from CNN where they're saying it was like a UFO for reals, not just some kind of balloon. One of the objects is supposedly shaped like a octagon. One of the objects, the first balloon was at 60,000 feet, and then the next thing was at like 40,000 feet, and this last one's at 20,000 feet. Here's the CNN puppets saying the pilots gave conflicting accounts. This is where the conspiracy theories are made, right here on CNN.
Interesting. This is kind of unusual that these pilots saw different things, and that is sort of, I guess, adding to the mystery of all this.
Yeah, not even the pilots apparently were really able to identify what they saw. And just to take you back for a sec, on Thursday, the U.S. defense officials sent F-35 fighter jets up to try to figure out what this object was that was flying around near Alaska. Those pilots, we have learned, have given very conflicting accounts of what they actually experienced, with some pilots saying that the object interfered with the plane's sensors, other pilots saying that they didn't really experience that, other pilots saying that when they looked at the object, they could identify no identifiable propulsion system, and they did not know how it was actually staying in the air, cruising at that altitude of about 40,000 feet. So this has all added to the Pentagon's wariness of describing in more detail what this object actually is until they can get more information through the debris that they are recovering right now.
Interesting. This is kind of unusual. That
conflicting reports. Somebody said it messed with their equipment. You guys believe any of that? I don't really believe it. I think it's probably just a bunch of balloons. But I can take phone calls. Yeah, if you guys want me to broadcast, I'll do it. But you have to, if you want me to broadcast, especially during the Super Bowl, then you have to sacrifice something to YouTube and give me super chats. There has to be a certain number of them. And then, yeah, I could broadcast. But I'll take phone calls. I'm interested in what people think. I can take phone calls. People can say, oh, like, this is what I think. And you can say it without much fear of censorship. That's what's fun about it. You can have a conspiracy theory about it. And you can kind of say it out loud. It's fun. We live in an age of conspiracy theories. As a matter of fact, like the stuff going on with Tim Pool has to do with him pushing a conspiracy theory. He's like, he hates conspiracy theories, but they pushed the biggest conspiracy theory on the internet recently about gang stalkers, how controversies are like manufactured by individuals who have secret powers, and like people are conspiring. It's real conspiracy theories going on over at Timcast recently. So I showed you guys the news. I'm looking for a Pentagon press briefing, but there isn't one yet. So let me think. Let me see if there's more UFO video. There are lots of videos people are posting of like UFOs that aren't real. You think there's going to be any satanic stuff at the, you guys want to take bets? I could take bets. I would be a bookie. We could make odds right now on different things. Like if anything satanic is going to happen at the Super Bowl, or if there are going to be any curse words. Sometimes artists like to slip in stuff like that. We can make prop bets. Hey, you're on the air.
Man, we're thinking on the same wavelength. How you doing, brother?
Good. What's up, Jim?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing because was it the Emmys that they showed that it was like blatant satanic crap.
Yeah, exactly. At the Grammys. Yeah, the
Grammys. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think they're just
they were celebrating shitty movies.
shitty music. At the Grammys.
Well, okay, so Grammys are for shitty music and Emmys are for shitty movies.
TV shows.
I got it straight.
Yeah, close.
Yeah, man. Just watching that was just, I mean, you see it just like cut up and put together, and you see how disgusting and just.
What are you talking about? Which thing are you talking about?
That display at the Grammys.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even watch it. I figured they're just trolling us. Like, that's why I didn't even report on it, because I just thought to myself, I was like, they're just trying to like make fun of people at this point by doing satanic stuff. It's not even, I don't even know if they're doing it because they love Satan. Like Madonna, she pushed the sacrilegious thing, and like that was her thing. You know, she would do like sacrilegious stuff because she was Madonna, and it was already a play on things. And like
since the 80s,
man,
since the early 80s.
Yeah. So
I mean, like she did it in a subtle way back then, but she did it.
Yeah.
She had sacrilege like all through her career.
Yeah,
and,
I mean, that was like
the fact that she's called Madonna.
The fact that she's called Madonna. I mean, that's the whole. That's like her whole shtick. So.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, you know. So we'll see though if they put it into the Super Bowl. They like doing secret messages in the Super Bowl. So.
Yeah, I'm thinking like I was thinking maybe they will, maybe they won't. But they're showing that real like Illuminati. They want to portray her as Illuminati when they take pictures of her with the one eye all the time, and they do all kinds.
Who are you talking about?
Rihanna.
Rihanna. Yeah. Like the one eye symbolism. Yeah, right. The one eye.
I wonder
symbolism.
what kind of stuff she's gonna have, man. She's probably gonna have dudes like on stage worshiping her body or some weird shit.
Yeah. Interesting. How? Well, I don't want to be sexist, but how old is she?
That's a good question, man. That's a good question.
It's always funny by the time people
it's hard to tell anymore, man. I don't know.
By the time people make it to the Super Bowl, they're kind of old already. So like I remember when Justin Timberlake did it, he was a great dancer back in the day, but now he's kind of like fat and slow, you know. It wasn't the same at all. Like when I saw him doing his dance moves. And then, you know, Snoop Dogg is up there those guys are like ancient at this point.
Yeah, they just like has-beens, I guess you say. Like, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I guess.
But like,
they're still cool.
But like, that's a halftime, right? And I'm not. I don't really watch the Super Bowl. I've never really watched it, but this year I want to see it.
You do? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, especially the halftime. I want to, like we were talking about. I want to see what kind of symbolisms they throw out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they always do.
I know. Like,
didn't
you
they
have
have
to watch
one where they had like people in hospital beds and they're like this big gigantic doom like a hooded like cape death thing?
I don't remember that one.
Gigantic thing. It was like a giant, like it was a mechanical giant, I guess, or maybe it was CGI. I don't know. I think that was a Super Bowl, and that was
could have been the Olympics. Was it the Olympics?
Or maybe it was the Olympics, man. Yeah, I got it confused. Yes, it was maybe the Olympics.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about then.
2015 or something like that.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. Shoot. Well, like I'll let you take some more calls, brother. Thanks for taking mine.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Jim.
All right. See ya. Bye.
All right, cool. So let's see how the grift is going. Yeah, the Super Bowl. I don't have cable, so I know I can watch it on my phone though, and then I could stream it to my Apple TV, I think. But who knows? Last year, I thought the best ad was the Coinbase ad. But last year, crypto. Remember last Super Bowl? It was all crypto stuff. Now crypto got totally destroyed, right? Totally destroyed. Let's see if anybody bought me a coffee. And I see a few super chats. You guys are getting the idea. We work for super chats. The phone is open for people who know the number. I can post the number though too. I know that's helpful. And then you can tell me what your conspiracy theories are. Thanks someone who got 5 coffees who says you're LOL, but you're right. We don't buy you enough effing coffees. See, nobody likes the truth. Have a great weekend. Oh, thanks, man. Wow. Someone bought 20 coffees. Don't let the algorithms get you down. Nobody likes the truth, but it will have its day. Thanks for that. That's cool. That's nice. I don't think that was during this show. I think that was since the last show. Yeah, that's all right. But we know how to the weird thing about the algorithm is you can play with it. Like you can go live and talk about the fake alien invasion. And then you can get people tuned in. See, people are here, right? All that complaining. Thanks for the super chats. Yeah, keep them rolling. Thanks Capano 5150 who says just making sure the super chats are working. They are. Thanks this Vagabond Life who says Madonna is being investigated for child trafficking. Does that have to do with all her adoptions? Didn't she adopt a bunch of African kids? Thanks for that. Thanks Tamara who got the $1 super chat with no message. Appreciate it. All right. Yeah, I can post a phone number. People can call in. I like to hear from people. I think just random stuff, not aliens. But I want to see the press conference. Going to keep running a search for it. Yeah, there's nothing coming up. I'm putting Pentagon press briefing. And there was something from 2 days ago. But I heard it was supposed to be, I heard it was supposed to be 45 minutes ago or something. So I've already been talking for a little while. I heard it was supposed to be start a while ago. So are they going to say something right before the Super Bowl? I don't know. 650 gay taxi is the number. 650 gay taxi. 429-8294. And I have that stupid thing where I can't. Don't know why. My phone system isn't as good as it used to be. But I told you guys about the Chernobyl in Ohio. So we're waiting on the military to say something about it. We're taking phone calls. We could talk to ChatGPT if you want. And ask ChatGPT if it knows what Project Bluebeam is. This is Nathan. You're on the air.
Nathan, thank you for the offer. This is Jesse Spots.
Oh, hey, Jesse. What's up?
I've been enjoying I really enjoyed the Twitter Spaces. I don't think most people know about those yet, but they should really go check out the Twitter Spaces that you hosted. Those were great.
Yeah, yeah, thanks. That's cool. Yeah.
Also, the way that you integrated them with live streaming that one time, I really think you should keep experimenting with that.
Yeah, I couldn't tell, when I did it, when I live streamed it, like I really screwed myself up doing those Twitter Spaces because I didn't do my show. And then I got COVID, and then like they took me out of the algorithm or something. But anyway, but that's all right.
Still,
we'll fix it again.
Still, you spearheaded a very critical part of that conversation, and I, just wanted to acknowledge. UFOs is interesting, right? Like from the Christian point of view, there's been authors, there's been books, decades, maybe even 50, 60 years. Basically, people saying, look out for this exact thing that's happening, the fake alien invasion.
Yeah, exactly. So Project Bluebeam, right?
Yeah, all of that, which is true. It's like once you start seeing this stuff, your ears should perk up. Like Eddie Bravo should be out there running around screaming bloody murder, and hopefully he is. But I just see NASA in general as sort of the fake alien invasion. I see 1950s sci-fi films, all of the lore, as the fake alien invasion, and then it becomes this question of, do they exist? Is the technology even alien technology, or is it human technology that we've reverse engineered it or whatever? And I haven't dug into the details of this one. It is interesting because of how overt it is, but I think still the most fascinating aspect of it is the spiritual side of it. Like you said, just a few years ago, it was a complete social taboo. You'd get labeled. Your family would, the men in the white jackets would come with the butterfly net. They'd put you under meds and stuff.
Right.
And like only within 7 or 8 years, they've just completely normalized it. They've made it cool with youth culture. I think the Blink 182 guy.
Right. That guy who's like a really well-known, while he advertises himself as a Freemason, like he's got the.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. What's his name? Cause I covered,
the guy on Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
I'm turning off this alarm. I'm sorry. I'm taking. Yeah. And he's there's a connection to him with the, what's his name? The, oh God. Anyway, I probably shouldn't mention those people anyways, but the Anthony Weiner types. But yeah, the youth culture aspect of it, how did it get to be where, I guess it's kind of like if this was a movie, right? It's like they got us to ask the question by seeding it for so long, and now we're getting baited by it. Even the Chinese balloon is sort of along the same theme. I hadn't really thought about that until you got on the air. I think that's kind of what's so helpful about these types of shows is it's on the tip of your tongue, and then you'll be in the live chat and you're like, oh yeah.
Right.
Juxtaposing the Chinese balloon with UFOs, it kind of creates this confusion, kind of creates this doubt, oh, it's just another balloon, or, oh, it's not an alien. It basically, in my mind, it creates a false positive where even if it is a real UFO, to the average person, it doesn't matter. It's just white noise. And so in dealing with the history, the lore, especially the what I call the control system of just people saying that you're crazy.
Mm-hmm.
How exactly is it going to be trucked out? How exactly is it going to be embraced? And from the spiritual side, the things that I've been observing, your name is Lift the Veil. I like to explore specific veils. I like to dive into specific energy fields that I think are working throughout the world. And no matter what this is, whatever this event is, maybe one aspect of it is that those layers, those veils are subsiding. They're softening to where we can talk about it, where we can debate it. It's I think it's kind of critical that we do that as our loved ones are kind of coming out from underneath these spells, that we can kind of snap our fingers in front of their face and say, hey, look, this is going on. Something is going on. So anyways, that's what I wanted to throw out there.
Cool, man.
Get people thinking, riff on that. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thanks, Jesse.
I don't know how many people I speak for, but I really could care less about the Super Bowl, and I'm very thankful that you're doing this.
All right, cool. Thanks, man.
As always.
All right, thanks, Jesse.
Bye.
See ya. That's cool. That's Jesse Spots. He's a content creator, although I think he doesn't create as much. But yeah, he joined me. Twitter Spaces. Well, actually, like there's a Twitter Spaces right now talking about the thing. It's got 18,000 people tuned in. It's crazy. I could be doing a Twitter Spaces, I guess, and people would want to talk about it. This is like a hot trending topic. UFOs. Yeah, they even said, oh, mess with our electronics. We don't know. Unknown means of propulsion. Well, unknown means of propulsion. Okay. But what if it's a balloon? A balloon has no means of propulsion. So is it really saying that much? I don't know. Like CNN, right? Oh, wait, they couldn't see how, well, if it wasn't just floating. So things can float, right? If they have gas that's lighter than air, for example. Isn't that the way it works? People can put up balloons. Have you guys ever seen the high altitude balloons that prove the earth is flat? Oh, there's some crazy videos. You ever seen the videos of like where the sun is in the sky? Do you guys want to talk about flat earth? No, but that is one of the crazier things. I come around on the flat earth because of the 24-hour sun in Antarctica. That's all. Mr. Beast went to Antarctica and the sun was out 24 hours a day. That can't happen on the flat earth. But, however, if you go up in a high altitude balloon and look, it looks flat. And the sun looks like it's like, I'll show you. High altitude balloon flat earth. High altitude balloons prove the earth is flat and stationary. Okay, let's see that. High altitude balloons prove the earth is flat and stationary. Hey, you're on the air.
Hey, Nathan. This
What?
Vagabond Life here. How you doing?
Hey, Vagabond Life.
Hey, why don't you have Flat Earth Dave on?
Flat Earth Dave. Yeah, Dave Weiss. We're friends.
Yeah, why don't you have him on? He lives in Connecticut too.
Oh yeah. Well, I could text him and ask him if he wants to come on.
He does almost every show, and he'll clear things up. He's really interesting.
Yeah. That's cool. I wonder.
Love your show.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And now you've confirmed you're not a bot. So that's good.
Is this how I did it? Well, somebody else confirmed they weren't a bot because they donated 10 coffees.
Well, that's true. That's right. Exactly.
Keep it up, people.
All right.
Keep it up, people. Take care.
Thanks.
Bye.
See ya. All right. That's cool. Flat Earth. This is by Taboo Conspiracy. They banned, they've shadow banned Flat Earth channels. Flat Earth was really popular, became really popular in 2015 on YouTube. People really enjoy watching Flat Earth videos. It turns out like they had to change the algorithm because people like watching the videos so much. Hey, you're on the air.
I'm a robot calling from Ohio.
Hey, what's up from Ohio? Are you near the disaster zone?
What is there, zone?
There's like a place called East Palestine, Ohio. Looks like
it's, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a government. I believe it's the government.
The government did what? Oh. Don't know. He hung up. Maybe it was a prank call. Look at all these people tuned in. Yeah, go ahead and support the stream. We are not watching the Super Bowl in order to get super chats. So instead of the Super Bowl, we're getting super chats. So we need to get a certain number per hour, and then we'll keep broadcasting. I mean, look, people are here. You guys don't care about the Super Bowl, I guess. You care more about aliens and flat Earth. Maybe. Fake alien invasion. So you're not a normal person at this moment now, because probably the national anthem is going on. You know, you can bet, right, on how long the national anthem is going to be. It's crazy the shit you can bet on. It's good not to have a gambling problem. Gambling isn't good. You'll mostly lose money. I've had people claim they win, but you mostly will lose money if you gamble, even on sports. High altitude balloons prove the Earth is flat and stationary. We're waiting for a press conference right now. The Pentagon press briefing. What are they going to do? Are they going to do it during the Super Bowl, though? For real? I don't see anything coming up. I don't see anything coming up for this press briefing. And now the game is on and stuff. Okay. Tamara, thanks for the super chat, who says, I have lots of pics of aliens. I took the videos. That's cool, Tamara. Lots of pics of aliens. I haven't even seen a picture of an alien before. I've seen the spaceships. Hey, you're on the air.
Hey, man. I think they're doing a press conference right now.
Are they? Oh, okay. I'm looking for it. Okay. Let me
I think
search for it.
it's an audio one on the telephone or something like that. That's what I heard on another channel.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. I'll try to find it. It's audio. Okay. Huh. Damn. Somebody help me out. Help me out here, guys. Apparently there's a press briefing. We want to tune into it. I'm going to the Department of Statement on today's actions by North American Aerospace Defense Command. There was a press release. Let's see, live events. There are currently no scheduled events, it says, on the U.S. Department of Defense homepage. There is a statement on today's actions. I can read you that. Thanks, Bushidoki, who says that can happen on the flat Earth. It just can't be explained with the IE flat Earth model. But yes, there is a 24-hour day in Antarctica. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I just haven't seen a model that works. That's all. Like, obviously, that model that you mentioned, I guess, IE model, doesn't work for the 24-hour sun. It works for a 24-hour sun in the North Pole, but not for the South Pole. So that was the major problem. So then I had to say, okay, well, it can't be that. So they really have to explain, like, how do the stars spin different directions and stuff when you're in the different northern, southern hemisphere? It makes it seem like it must be a globe, right? But I don't know. I know we didn't go to the moon. I know that. This one guy was telling me, I was like, he goes, you can see a flag on the moon. This guy told me. He goes, there's a flag, you can see it. I was like, really? Really? Show me where you can see a flag on the moon, and then I'll believe it. But I'm pretty sure you can't see. There's nothing you can see with a telescope. They say there's stuff there. They say there's something that bounces like a laser. You can bounce a laser off, but I don't believe it. There's no way. We didn't go. We faked it. Stanley Kubrick. Obviously, like Space Odyssey 2001 was basically like the preparation for shooting the moon landing, which was the big project. And Kubrick he showed that in his films. You can see it in The Shining and stuff. That's not a conspiracy theory. Lots of people believe that. People know it as a fact that we didn't go. And then we had this electric car. Give me a break. They took an electric car. We're doing donuts on the moon. Meanwhile, it's like 200 degrees. You have to think about it, really. It's so hot on the moon, and the sun never goes down because the day lasts a month. So it never gets dark, so it never cools down. And they have an air conditioner on their back that is running on what? Like, where's the power source? When are they recharging their backpacks? They're out in the fucking 250 degree or whatever it is heat in giant suits, and they just have an air conditioner strapped to their back. And you're telling me they have enough power to run those things for 24 hours at a time? For days? Give me a break. They had no power source. It's not like they were plugging in every night. They didn't have a power source. They weren't burning fuel. It's so ridiculous. I mean, seriously, how do they recharge their electric car that they were doing donuts with? And you're saying the battery works at those temperatures? Really? 1971 or whatever, they sent that moon buggy up? Really? Okay. Yeah. Well, I believe it. We had this electric car that could like this dune buggy. It's ridiculous. Statement on today's actions by North American Aerospace Defense Command. This is what it says happened today. Today at 2:42 p.m. Eastern Time, at the direction of President Biden and based on the recommendations of Secretary Austin and military leadership, an F-16 fired an AIM-9X to successfully shoot down an airborne object flying at approximately 20,000 feet altitude in U.S. airspace over Lake Huron in the state of Michigan. Its path and altitude raised concerns, including that it could be a hazard to civil aviation. The location chosen for the shoot down afforded us the opportunity to avoid impact to people on the ground while improving chances for debris recovery. Okay. No indication of any civilians hurt or otherwise affected. North American Aerospace Defense Command detected this object Sunday morning and has maintained visual and radar tracking of it. Based on its flight path and data, we can reasonably connect this object to the radar signal picked up over Montana, which flew in proximity to sensitive DoD sites. We did not assess it to be a kinetic military threat to anything on the ground, but assess it was a safety flight hazard and a threat due to its potential surveillance capabilities. Our team will now work to recover the object in an effort to learn more. I saw a video of a truck. There are people that took video of a truck going down the road with something on it. People were speculating that it was the UFO. Thank you, Mr. Roman, for the super chat. You guys are making it happen. Take a chance to throw down a super chat. We're broadcasting at the same time as the NFL game, and there are more people tuned in now. That's crazy. I can't believe I'm on at the same time as the Super Bowl, and there's so many people not watching. Mr. Roman, thank you for the $10 super chat, who says, I'm going to call the next event emergency broadcast system equals alien attack at the Super Bowl, thousands dead, martial law implemented until further notice. Well, that would be cool. What if you missed it? What if this Super Bowl there is an alien attack and we miss it because we're just talking about it here on YouTube? Would you feel like you really missed out? Seriously though, what if that happens? What if a big balloon comes down in the middle of the field and then aliens jump out with ray guns? It would be crazy, right? Would they show it though? You know, they have a policy, right? Like if a streaker goes on the field, they don't show it. Like if a streaker goes on the field, they have a policy not to show the streaker, even though everybody wants to see him get tackled and stuff. So that's always bootleg video when you see the streaker get tackled, because they're trained to cut away. So if the alien invasion happened where they say, oh no, we don't want to give these aliens any publicity, we're going to cut to the crowd, you know, or go to the blimp shot, something. No, we're not going to let these aliens interfere with get those aliens off the field. Let's get on with the game. Somebody sent me a text message to my voice number. Yeah, you can text me at this number, as a matter of fact. It's a Google voice number. It's totally free. There's been a DDoS attack on NATO systems. Really? Okay, thank you for that. I just got an update. I can't verify it. That says there's a DDoS attack on NATO systems. So maybe breaking news. After the UFO was shot down. Says this. Breaking news, breaking news. There's been a DDoS attack on NATO systems. Now, it's unconfirmed. I have no idea if that's true. Could be, though. I mean, shit's going down. Do you guys want to see if... I don't even know what the latest news is since I've been live. It just seems like stuff has been developing all day long. I have more video of UFOs, or what somebody said is a UFO that was spotted in URG. Hold on one sec. Here is video allegedly of a UFO spotted over URG. Here we go. It's not moving fast, like whatever it is. It's from OSINT TV. Then I can show you guys more video. I'll show you more video of UFOs. I can show you. This is a video people are posting of the UFO driving by on a truck. I'll show you that. This is in Montana, I guess. I don't know. People are posting this as if it's video of the UFO driving by. Let's see. Right here. So there's a big truck with a wide load.
UFO.
And that guy's saying UFO. So, people, I don't know. That's UFO video. Did they run the Super Bowl live on Twitter? You can watch it from your phone, I think, right? Hey, you're on the air.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Hi, I'm Tamara.
Hey, Tamara.
In your chat.
Hey, yeah,
Hi
you
there.
got the pictures of aliens, you said? Hello?
You can watch it from your phone.
I gotta stop your. Okay,
Yes.
go ahead.
Yeah, because it's we're in the future compared to that, so
I
it
know,
gets
I
really
hear you.
confusing. So you have pictures
It
of
does.
aliens? Are you the one who said that?
Okay, so here's the deal. I really would like to get in touch with you, like via, I don't know, like we can go, do it through email or chat, or you and I first, and then you can present the things that maybe you feel that are, tangible or whatever.
You took
Um,
video yourself though, or what?
Absolutely.
cool.
I have pictures, I have videos, and you know what I wanted to display right now and to make people aware of is that aliens are not just aliens, like a tall green with the black eyes. Okay, there's so many different sizes, shapes, and different types that they could even be misconstrued as a demon, and maybe
Yes.
there are, you know, both.
Yep.
But I'm going to tell you this. I got in a car accident about three and a half years ago, and I have traumatic brain injury, TBI.
Uh-huh.
And once I'm perfectly better in many ways, but it opened up something that I don't necessarily like, which is my third eye. And I'm telling you right now, this is not a joke. Where I started experiencing things, and then that's when this portal opened, where literally, I wish we could talk about this forever because I've got so much to tell you guys, but a lot of people don't want to hear it, so you kind of have to hold everything in, and it's hard to do that.
Yes.
But it is hard to do that, but it's also hard because people think you're weird, you're crazy, it's not true, and that's not the case.
Right.
It's not the case at all. And so I guess my proposition to you, and I'll say it on air with everybody, and maybe you can get a count on how many people would like this, but I will chime you in to my doorbell cam. It'll have to be at night, and I'm going to let you see, because you cannot see to the naked eye. It has to be through some sort of camera where it picks up that stuff. Okay.
Okay.
To the naked eye, you can't see it. They're right in front of you. It's really, really crazy. They're up in the trees. I know I sound crazy, but I'm not, you guys. I'm telling you right now, this is through blue.
Are you talking about orbs, or are you talking about something different?
I'm talking about the figures, which you can make out easily, the faces, the orbs. I've got all of that. I've got it on video, and I've got it on pictures. I had a friend that rented out our back. It was a studio for me because I did art, and she rented out that place. She moved because she was so freaked out because she would see them because I had a camera for her too in her back area, and she couldn't handle it. She's like, yeah. So this is not, if people really honestly think that we are here alone, then it's really sad, because they're just like somebody who lives in a white picket fence and their kids go to, some sort of school that they pay for, and they make great money, and like they're living a bubble. Okay. You have to be aware, and you don't have to be if you don't want to be, I guess. You can just turn your face or your eyes and just pretend like things are grand. But I'm going to tell you something. A lot of the things that have happened to us as humans have a lot to do with our enemy, and they are our enemy. Don't even think that they're like Christian-like, because they're not.
Which enemy is that? What are you talking about? An alien enemy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the bad aliens, you mean?
Well, you have some grays that may be neutral, but for the most part, they're here to invade us. They're here to take over the world.
Oh, you
and
think
I
so?
have seen, and I've been doing this for 3 years now, and I have seen how I see the ascending and I see the descending. And again, I have so much to say, but let me say this. How about this? When people go missing, which there's trillions, okay, around the world, and there's the wallets there with the money in it, their cars there, maybe they could be, pianist, and they have or some like somebody into like what is it, to a band or something, and all their equipment's in there, and like there's nothing taken, and there's no trace of them, right? And then let's just say about 30 years later, and I'm just saying because this happens a lot, they find a bone fragment, and they say, oh, this is Sally from 19 blah, 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 right? And you really think about it. First of all, people that kill people, I don't care what kind of people they are, but people do it because they need money. They're getting something from them, right?
Yes.
All the people that are missing, Right. But all the people that are missing, that their stuff is there and left behind because there's no use for it with aliens or with another type of species.
Okay. I haven't heard. So these stories are happening a lot. Like people are disappearing.
Oh, they're happening a lot. I'm constantly searching and researching, and it's just crazy how many people are coming up missing, especially hikers. I mean, it is absolutely insane. It's scary. But there's more to it than that. These aren't just people killing people, and it's not Bigfoot, and it's not. We've got something bigger, something very much bigger, and we need to really open our eyes. And if you don't want to believe, then we shouldn't even be talking about it. People shouldn't be talking about it if they don't want to give some sort of, opportunity to, open up their horizons, because we've got something bigger than the killings of a man. I'm telling you right now. And it's scary. But I would like to, if I could, get your email, and then maybe you and I could talk on the side, and I can let you chime into my camera. I think that would be the best thing, because then you yourself can actually make out what I'm saying.
Okay.
Because I'm not a fake.
All right. Well, you can email me. My email is in the description for my videos. It's lift the veil. It's lifttheveil411@gmail.com. And you can email me.
Okay. And then and I don't know where you're from. I'm from California.
I'm in California.
Oh, you are? Okay. So are you available to do it like when it gets dark at night where you can actually see, what I'm talking about?
I don't know. I mean, it depends if I see anything, but go ahead. You can contact me, and maybe I can't make any promises because it depends on what I'm doing and stuff. So.
Okay. Well,
but I'm interested in stuff like that. So yeah, show me what you got.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, thanks.
Cool. All right. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if there's gonna be anything. Like, I don't know for sure if I'm gonna see anything, so I can't make any promises. But thank you for the interesting phone call. Thanks for the super chats to keep the stream going. Hey, you're on the air.
Hey, Nick.
Hey, what's up?
Well, they were saying that the one over the Great Lakes there.
Yeah,
last night.
Huron or whatever. Lake Huron.
They said they couldn't shoot it down at night because they couldn't get a good look at it.
Yeah,
Does that
right.
sound right to you?
Yeah. They said, that sounds it's weird, right? Like, don't they have night vision and shit on those?
I mean, yeah, exactly.
Right? Yeah, I don't know.
I've got a theory on this. I think Joe Biden has put out the order, says you don't shoot down anything without my permission, but they couldn't wake him up.
They couldn't wake him up, huh? Yeah.
No, seriously, they couldn't get him up, so they couldn't shoot it down. They had to wait for him to get up in the morning.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, you're right though. I mean, it is weird. I guess the thing wouldn't have a heat signature, so I don't know. Maybe they couldn't even see it but you got to be able to see it with like infrared and stuff, I would think. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't have a heat signature, so they can't see it. I don't know.
Well, they do have special cameras they use to view them now. There's a channel called Custodian File.
Yeah, seems like it.
He takes out photographs with 8K cameras, and you can see them all over Southern California and Marina Del Rey.
You can see what?
Them every day.
See
anything
what?
above 100. Yes, they look like drones flying around in the sky, but
really?
Incredible speeds.
Oh, really?
Anytime, the channel, the YouTube, they call it Custodian File. But anytime, anything above 150 feet in the air, and these things come out, whether it's a paraglider, a helicopter, anything, they come out and they buzz them. And you can't see them with the naked eye. Our eyes aren't good enough to see them, but if you film these with some of the 8K or even some of these new 16K cameras, they're going to be coming out.
Oh my God!
You can see these things flying around everywhere. And this guy has had, they actually the government invited him to come to the Air Force Base and talk. This YouTube channel guy from Custodian File, and he's been taking pictures every day. He has two cameras set up. One is a backup on his back porch or his back deck, in the hills above Marina Del Rey, and he takes these pictures every single day. And it's just the military is just. He's got pictures of them where the military came out to actually flybys with Gatling guns in helicopters and Coast Guard helicopters, and
Really?
they're really they're upping their game against the U.S. government is upping their game on these detection of these UAPs.
Yeah, right. Well, obviously, like I don't think they just appeared out of nowhere, but we just decided to start
they've
shooting
been
them
here.
down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've been here all along, and now we're starting to shoot them down. Now, it doesn't seem like a very good idea to me. Something that we're not sure where it's coming from and what kind of power is behind it.
Right.
Just start shooting them down. So I think they know more about it than we think. And if you look, what's his name? The senator came out and said that, that one that they shot down over Yukon, Canada.
Mm-hmm.
He said, that was a balloon. But the Canadian officials say it was a cigar-shaped UFO. So there does seem to be somebody's not telling the truth. And then the one over the Great Lakes was octagonal.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. The one today was octagonal. Yeah, octagonal.
Yeah,
I was like, really?
When they said octagonal, that reminds me of the Foo Fighters, the German. Maybe if you see them from below and you look up at them, they can look octagonal.
Yeah, but do you think that's what was flying over this thing? You think it was an alien craft, or do you think it was just some kind of civilian?
It could have been Nazi craft that Admiral Byrd warned us about.
No.
He said they could fly from pole to pole in a matter of seconds. He was Admiral Byrd's fleet, Operation High Jump. They were defeated by the Nazis down there in Antarctica, as far as we know. Maybe could be they're making a power play right now with all the instability in the U.S. government and the war in Ukraine and the Chinese balloons, and then here come the Nazis to mess everything up.
I like this conspiracy theory. Okay, interesting. Yeah, but if it was like some kind of super secret craft, then we wouldn't be able to shoot it down, though, because it would be too fast, right? Wouldn't it be able to just get out of the way?
It depends. I think before we weren't able to shoot them down because you say there's about the heat signature, but we have new. Think about the cameras that we have.
Yes.
And the cameras that the military have, of course, are going to be 50 years ahead of what we have. So I think they can see them better now. They can target them if they want to.
Interesting.
Supposedly they're shooting down out of the sky.
What?
They said one was a cigar shape, one was octagonal. These are no longer balloons.
Right. Yeah, right. They're not describing them as balloons. Yeah, it's weird. So how are they floating?
Yeah, it could be that Chinese balloon was just that so-called Chinese balloon was just one of our balloons that was tracking these UFOs.
Well, that'd be interesting. All right. Well, cool. Thanks, man. Thanks for the update on it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, I have a news update. Let's see.
And what we do is...
Oh, no. So there's going to be a UFO update on Fox, apparently, but no press conference. Give me super chats to keep broadcasting if you could. I take them. Or it might buy me a coffee. Thank you. Hey, you're on the air.
Nathan, it's Preston from the other LA.
Hey, what's up, Preston? How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I had a buddy of mine, and this guy, he was woke AF. I mean, seriously. And he used to always say, "Welcome to the show." where you don't even know if you're part of the show.
Right.
You know, what's real out there, you know? I mean,
right.
Something happened last year. People may not remember it, but I got finally vindicated for looking like a crazy person, trying to tell people that something is spraying something in our skies. And finally, people, I don't know if people remember, but the White House, they came out and admitted, hey, you know, we're spraying this, we're blocking out your sun. And Nathan, nobody cares, bro.
Right.
Nobody cares.
No, people don't care.
The White House can come out and tell us, we are spraying your sky, we're blocking out your sun.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, nobody cares, man.
No, it's true.
Yeah. What was your thought when the White House made that press briefing, whatever you want to call it? What went through your head at that moment?
Which one? Which one are you talking about? Which one are you talking about?
So last year, the White House, they actually came out and admitted, you know, we're spraying barium, we're spraying strontium, aluminum, you know, we're trying to block out the sun. They basically admitted, you know, and obviously, I guess you may not have been there at that moment. You may not have been watching it, but I don't know, just something. I kind of lost a little faith in humanity when that happened, because obviously nobody cares. I mean,
yeah, though they've talked about it. Like, didn't Harvard write something about it? They said, oh, we should do these experiments where we do stratospheric, what are they called? SAIs, or I forget what they call it.
Stratospheric air injection.
Something like that, right? Where, so it's some kind of, or it's, stratospheric aerosol injections, I think they call them. So yeah, they've talked about that. And John Brennan talked about that in front of the CFR. So I remember seeing that. He was like, oh yeah, we should try this out, you know, but obviously they're doing something, right? I mean, they spray, I mean, although it varies, it's not like it happens all the time. You can't predict it, but they are kind of saying they're doing it sometimes.
I'm sitting here wondering, like, why in the hell am I feeling tired all the time, you know?
Well, yeah, I mean,
you know,
who knows? Yeah, who knows? We have so many problems.
But you know, and listen, shout out to Tamara. You know, that was brave of her to come on here and, you know, say things like that. You know, I think maybe some people said something in the chat, but you know, everybody has their own journey, you know, and I know what she said. People think it's crazy, but I'm just going to tell you what I think. I think CERN is how they reset us. CERN is buried in the ground. Whenever I look into those mud flood people, have you ever heard of the mud flood people?
Yeah, I understand. Yes, I know all about the mud flood, which is mixed with Tartaria. So I'm familiar with that.
Dude, those people, they're different. They're different, but there's something to what they're saying. I don't know, but when I see houses underground and then I see windows, I'm like, okay, something happened. Something happened, right? So if y'all thought camera was crazy, I think CERN is how they reset us. CERN is buried in the ground, right? Once they start losing control, once people start waking up, they just set off CERN. We know there's something around us. Obviously, there's something to what Tesla was doing. You know, what was he jacking with? You know what I mean? So I think they just set off CERN. CERN is just a huge bomb in the earth. Obviously, it just everything around us just gets put underground, I guess. You know, I don't know. And I think you, I, and everybody in this chat listening, I think we keep coming back here. We keep coming back here doing the same thing over and over. And to me, deja vu proves that something, I'm repeating something, because for the thought to exist, it would have already had to have happened. And I can't think of any way around that. You know, I mean, I don't know, maybe nobody else has deja vu, but I have it. You know, it's not a lot, but you know, I'm thinking with something, but you know, I wanted to help Tamara. You know, it's my journey. I can think whatever the hell I want.
Good, exactly. Yeah, I mean,
So
there's something to that. There is something to that where like everything has already happened before, and it's just happening again. And so
it's like we're stuck in repetition. Like
people
the god Saturn has us stuck in repetition.
people
You know
talk
what
about
I mean? Like we just keep coming
prison.
back.
Do you believe like in the prison planet thing then, where you're not supposed to go to the light when you die because they're just trying to recycle us? You heard that theory?
Yeah. I can't give a good like explanation of it, but I have heard of it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, cool, man.
Thank you for what you do, and I'll let somebody else call in.
All right, cool. Thanks.
Bye.
All right, see ya. Okay, so we're here. We're here. We're weird. We're not watching the Super Bowl. But if you want the stream to continue, because I could watch the Super Bowl, or if you want the stream to continue, if you're enjoying the stream, then buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil, where they don't take 30%, or give me a super chat. Thanks for the $7.99 super chat from Christine Knott, who gave a laughing lemon head emoji. Laughing lemon head emoji. Yeah, because we don't know. We might be missing the alien invasion. I heard they're talking about it. I don't know what the latest news updates are on these balloons. You guys heard any breaking news? Because now the Super Bowl is going on. Like, I don't even know what happens during the Super Bowl. I thought everybody went home. I can't believe people are tuned into this. I figured people just stop watching YouTube during the Super Bowl. But people are so interested in the fake alien invasion. But if you want to continue, support the stream, support the grift. Support the grift, support our callers. As long as the grift keeps working, I can keep streaming. But if the grift stops working, then I can watch the game too. It's 4:10. I wonder, do you guys know what the score is? I can report on that, right? I'm using my phone as a camera, so I can't tune into the game. The game I can get on my phone. I believe you can watch it with the Fox Sports app. But people can call in, give super chats, give coffees, and the show will continue. But if I don't, but without the super chats and coffees, I'll just wrap it up. But it was good seeing you guys. I gave you guys an update. So we got very interesting phone calls. We heard what this is a distraction from. And I don't know if any news can happen. We didn't get a press conference from the U.S. government yet. I don't think. Although somebody called in and said one was happening, I couldn't find it. There is no press conference scheduled. Here's the mushroom cloud. Here's like some of the pictures in Ohio. They're saying there's dead fish and cattle. So this is the Ohio thing, which they're calling a Chernobyl. Oh, Winston Breaks. Thank you for that. Mike Sherman, you guys are killing it. Oh, see? It's worth it. Winston Breaks, thanks for that. Thanks, Mike Sherman. Appreciate it. Mike, are you the guy that donated the other day? And I missed it. Were you the guy that donated like $49.99 the other day? Because I was really nice and I missed it. And I like wrapped up the stream. Look at this picture though. Is this legit? Let me show you this. I'll show you this picture, okay? Hey, you're on the air.
G'day, how you going?
I'm doing good, thanks. How are you doing?
Yeah, good. I'm not from the States, I'm just a sovereign citizen.
Oh, yeah, like you're calling me from a United States phone number, but you're Australian, right?
Yeah, that's the one. I'm
Yeah.
sovereign though. I'm not really Australian.
What does that mean? You're sovereign? Like you don't have a birth certificate or what? You don't have a driver's license?
I wish. I I wish.
But you do.
No, I'm sovereign, mate. I got free will.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. I mean, that's cool. So that's cool. Does that mean like if they pull you over and ask for ID, do you not have to give it to them?
Well, we do live in their land, don't we?
Yeah. See, that's the thing. Okay, just checking.
Yeah.
Just checking. All right.
Yeah.
Cool, man. What's up?
Well, you know what you said about Prison Planet?
Yeah, Prison Planet. Right. That's like it's a big recycling system. There's a whole theory. It's called "Don't Go into the Light," or some people say that. They'll say the light it's a trap, and that they're just wanting to recycle you. Yeah. So okay, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
No, I just wanted to say I lived it, and it is a trick, and they continue to trick me. But universal free will is amazing. It's just the human spirit.
So are you going to get off this time after this life is over, or what? Are you going to get out?
Yeah, shit. Yeah, I'm not reincarnating on this shitter.
How are you?
These people get fucked.
How are you? So are you going to achieve? Are you going to achieve nirvana? Or are you going to meditate under a tree for 7 years, or what? Like, how are you going to do it?
Nah, fuck that, mate. I meditated the day before I almost died, and that saved me. You see?
I see. Okay, maybe that makes sense.
Yeah, because the Matrix lives, but the Matrix dies as well.
Okay, all right, that's cool. How or
yeah,
when?
It's very cool.
You mean the Matrix?
When we choose.
When we choose to. So like you've broken out of it.
Yeah, I'm done.
You're out of the Matrix. That's cool.
I'm living.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm living.
That's cool. So how did you? So you did it just through like a psychological breakthrough, and you realized you're a sovereign human. What do you live off the land?
Yeah.
So like, do you have chickens, or what do you do?
I'm getting there. No, I meditated, sir. So truthfully, because man don't lie, and Jar don't lie, and I don't lie, and we shouldn't all lie because we feed them. But what I did was meditate the day before I died, because I lost the will to live, but it gave me the will to live. You see, enlightenment.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I see. And when I had a near-death experience, they just kept trying to trick me. Pull me towards Christianity, pull me towards Islam, pull me towards Judaism, pull me towards nature, pull me towards whatever, the light. But we are light, truthfully.
Yes.
And they are not light. They are imposters.
Yeah.
Pagans.
Right. Who are they though? Like, who are they?
Evil entities, evil energy.
Okay.
Would you say?
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Would you say?
I'd say they're like bad, evil spirits of some sort, like archons or something.
Yeah, I'd say they harness. They might loosh us. They might enjoy our loosh.
Okay. What is that like?
Yeah, they may.
Vampire. They're like vampires.
I guess you can't see them though.
Yeah. So are there?
Okay.
So are there vampires that feed off of negative energy, and therefore like?
Oh shit! Yeah, they live.
Okay.
They live in us.
Okay.
You see?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone sees. It's just whether they choose to see or they want to live in an illusion.
Yes.
Yeah. So flat Earth. When you say flat Earth, do you mean inner Earth or flat Earth?
Flat Earth. What do I mean? What do I mean by it?
Yeah.
Inner Earth?
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I mean, no, I was just talking about how some people say it's flat, right? That it's not a globe.
Yeah. Yeah. True. Could be. I wouldn't know. All I know is I went down into the center of Earth.
Oh.
And now I'm back.
In your mind. Not physically.
When I had my NDE, near-death experience.
You had a near-death experience?
The day after I meditated.
Yeah. Did you try to kill yourself or what? Like, why do you have a near-death experience?
I was killing myself with prescription medication, and then I stopped.
Right.
And I reached enlightenment through meditation, which I'd always been meditating, but I found the will to live through meditation.
Interesting.
And then it gave me the strength to not come back to a new life, come back to my life, our life.
Right.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
So, thanks, man. And I hope everyone reaches it, because if there's anyone in the chat, pagans, that don't agree with me, it's cool. They just don't agree with themselves. It's just projecting energy, you see.
Yes.
I see.
Yes.
Nikolai Tesla, he sees.
Yes.
Truly.
Yep.
So find the light, children, and Jah lives again inside of you. Or the devil lives inside of you. Either. Probably both.
Okay.
But who do we harness? I don't know. It depends when the time's right.
When
we
you
harness
say
either. At the bottom.
When you say Jah, does that mean you like to smoke weed too, or what? That's part of your religion?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, man.
the weed
I'm Rastafari.
Right. You're Rastafari. Okay, cool. So the weed helps.
Yeah,
Like what kind of
Rastafari.
weed? Like what's your program as far as the weed goes? Like how much do you do every day, or how do you do it?
You see, I mix it with something called blue lotus flower. Have you heard of that?
I haven't heard of blue lotus flower. And what do you mix with it?
Cannabis.
I know, but so
Rastafari.
like you smoke the herb, like because I vape and I take
herb.
liquid. So damn, that was a pretty interesting phone call. Pretty interesting people call into the show, huh? It's weird, right? Okay, that's good. We got a few super chats. Good super chats for that phone call are appropriate, I think. Also. Hey, you're on the air.
Nathan, it's Mike again.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Let me change it. Remember I said you were one of the best YouTubers I ever watched. I wanted you to I wanted you to email me or call me the whole damn weekend. I was depressed. I was going around.
You're Parody Bear, right?
Yeah.
I think I replied to your email finally today.
Okay.
I thought I did today, but let me know because I sent you my okay, I did reply to you today. I sent you my Telegram contact information just because I figured that's an easy way, so I don't have to give you my phone number. That's all.
What's that?
Just so I can give you something other than my phone number.
Okay, you know what I was thinking? I was thinking he's probably thinking I'm gangs. He probably thinks I'm like the Fango.
No, the problem is like the problem is when I give out my phone number, people start texting me, and then I start getting text messages during my show, and like it screws it, like it messes with me because I can't turn off my text messages. That's all.
What I wanted to know, I was trying to set up a flat Earth stream with the Fango and that other guy's got Gene. He's not serious. Did you see he's putting like his face on an astronaut? He's teasing me.
Yeah.
He did that for me because I've already paid like $50 trying to get him to do it. And what he does is he brings up like a picture and phases it in and out and says, oh, and I'm like, come on now. Yeah. But anyway, you mentioned something about he DM'd you something serious. What did he DM you?
Who? DeFango?
DeFango, yeah, back in the day when.
What did he DM me? No, I don't know if that's what No, he threatened to come to my house before. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, like when he was
I figured it was going to be.
Yeah.
Because remember he was involved with that group at first.
Cicada. Yeah, and Shadowbox, right. I mean, it's kind of not fake news what this guy said about DeFango, but it was kind of because
he left it. He found out it was bad. And do you remember him talking about he knew Elijah because he was like in that area when the whole thing? I don't know what you can really say here on YouTube. I might just tell you on Telegram.
Okay.
But he put like a connection between the Jeffrey our son is really, STAR. And I don't think nobody wants to go near that because that's like toxic. The way you say that about trans.
Right.
But I missed you this whole weekend. Friday and Saturday were so crazy on YouTube. DeFango did a show and he had Fair and Balanced and who was Megan Fox. And then he left that show and he went to Chrissy Mayer.
DeFango was on all those shows.
Yeah. I was like, man, where's Nathan at? But I super chatted Chrissy Mayer. I couldn't put, your actual YouTube.com in, but I was able to, put lift space whale.
Oh, okay.
I got on Twitter. I told him, I was like, my favorite YouTuber is depressed. You guys need to call you up.
Cool. That's cool. Thanks, man. Thanks for doing PR for me. I appreciate it. Yeah. Somebody, did you talk
Because
to
I
the
love it.
quartering? Somebody told me somebody was.
Yeah.
Oh, you
That
did.
was me.
That was you.
I got a time stamp if you want it.
Okay.
It was, let me see. It was on 2/11/23. It says lift the veil. He was in the middle of streaming.
Yeah. He was streaming a video game.
No, it was before that. It was Friday or Saturday.
Oh, okay. Well, somebody.
The name of the title was The Quartering Project Tim Pool.
Uh-huh.
And I got him to say your name.
Okay.
Your channel name.
That's
and
cool.
then Brittany Valente, I did it twice. The first time she said your lift the what? And then the second time she actually said lift the veil. I kind of like her now. I went back and looked at some of the stuff she did early, and I was like, am I a pervert for watching this?
I know, right? I know. She
All right,
calls
man,
herself.
just remember,
She calls
I love you,
herself
and I'm going to get a hold of you on top, man.
Okay. All right.
And I hope you do better, man.
Okay.
How's your wife?
Everything's cool. Thank you. She's good.
One of the things I want to really talk to you about on the Telegram is I know a lot of healthy things like prognogenol, MMS drink. Have you ever heard of ozone blood therapy?
No, but well, it's just some oxygen, right?
Yep. Ozone is 4 parts oxygen, and they used to take people's blood out and ozone it and then put it back in. But now they've come up with something simpler where they just ozonate the saline solution and put that back in here.
Oh, okay.
And supposedly it's like the bomb. You know how adrenochrome, so it's supposed to be like that. All right, man. I love you.
All right. Cool, man. Thanks. People are telling me to put on Fox News. How do I do that? Do I go to fox.com? Foxnews.com. Shut down, watch TV. Let's see. I'm on the Fox News live stream. I don't know if it's still loading or something. I'm on this page that says watch live. I see people in the chat saying turn on Fox News. Oh, no. It says I have to choose my provider. I don't have cable, so I can't watch it. I don't have cable and I don't have YouTube TV. I was just going to watch the football game on the Fox News app, on the Fox Sports app. But people are saying Fox News equals UFOs right now. How am I going to turn it on? Does anybody know how I can turn it on? Hold on. I'm trying. I have to. I can't turn it on unless somebody can give me their. Unless somebody gives me their. I can't. I can't watch the Fox News live stream. So that's cool. Hopefully they're saying something interesting. Just type Fox News live on YouTube. That's what I did. I put Fox News live. People are talking about it. Okay. Hold on. People are telling me. See, I can't shut down my phone anymore. I can't find Fox News live. Sorry, guys. And I can't turn off my phone. I'm going to close my phone real quick because I'm trying to get this sorted out. It's going to be too late anyway, right? They're going to be done now. Second quarter started and it's 7-7 in the game. Okay. It's Trey Dowdy's show. Okay. Kyle Z says Eagles touchdown. I see people are watching the game. Well, people are starting to tune out a little bit. So I can stay live, but if I stay live, you guys have to throw down. Because people are starting to tune out. They're telling me other stuff is going on TV. You know what I mean? So I can keep taking phone calls, but send me the coffees, super chats. Thanks, Nank, who bought 5 coffees. who says, really enjoying the discussion tonight. Thank you for that, Nank. Football game is good, it sounds like. So, okay, I can open up the phone again. I had to close it down because people are telling me the Fox News thing. I can't show it. Teddy Spaghetti says 20 more minutes. You're almost at 2 hours. Okay, Teddy Spaghetti is giving me streaming advice. He says I have to do at least 2 hours. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. That sounds good. Go ahead, guys, and light up the super chats. Thanks for the coffee, or even coffees are even better. Somebody got me 5 coffees. Coffees are better than super chats because they don't take 30%. They take less than 10%. buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil. We've gotten some very interesting phone calls. And if I finish in 20 minutes, then I can live now, Fox. Okay.
Enhancements to our radars.
Here we go.
And the operations this past week have been successful in bringing down these potential threats. And we are hard at work now recovering the debris to better understand certainly the capabilities of the surveillance balloon from the PRC, but also the nature of these unidentified objects to better understand, were they surveillance objects? What was their purpose? What are their capabilities? And we look forward to sharing more as we learn more in the coming days.
Thanks, Melissa. Let me just add on. So your question was about citizens being considered. I've assessed all of these to be non-kinetic threats to the homeland. And I don't see that changing even when we recover debris. Every day, NORAD, United States Northern Command, are ready to defend, deter as required. So I think this is a story where we were successful in detecting and if needed to respond. What I would tell you is what we're seeing is very, very small objects that produce a very, very low radar cross section. I'm not going to go into detail about shapes or anything like that, really, because it's really, really difficult for pilots at the altitudes we're operating. It's a very, very slow object in the space, if you will, going at the speed of the wind, essentially. And our pilots are going 700 miles per hour to give us what I would consider a factual, scientific-based description of what we see. And therefore, I'm hesitant to tell you that. With that being said, I would like to talk about the radar and the challenges that we face, something going this slow. So as Assistant Secretary Dalton talked about, radars essentially filter out information based on speed. So you can set various gates, we call them velocity gates, that allow us to filter out low speed clutter. So if you had radars on all the time that we're looking at anything from 0 speed up to, say, 100, you would see a lot more information. We have adjusted some of those gates to give us better fidelity on seeing slower objects. You can also filter out by altitude. And so with some adjustments, we've been able to get a better categorization of radar tracks now. And that's why I think you're seeing these overall. Plus, there's a heightened alert to look for this information. I hope that adds additional clarification.
Just one quick follow-up. 4 shoot downs in 8 days. When was the last time that U.S. fighters were scrambled and shot something down over U.S. airspace? I can't remember anything. And it just seems like there's a large and quick escalation to shooting down objects.
I'll have to get with our historians. I believe this is the first time within United States of America airspace that NORAD or United States Northern Command has taken kinetic action against an airborne object.
Thank you, Tar. Thank you, sir, ma'am. Let's go to Jen Griffin, Fox News.
Hey, thanks, Pat. This is Liz. I'll be asking for Jen today.
are these balloons that have been shot down since Friday, or are they weather balloons?
You want me to take
Thanks
that?
very much for the question. Yep, go ahead, Glenn.
Yeah, so I'm not going to categorize them as balloons. We're calling them objects for a reason. Certainly the event off the South Carolina coast for the Chinese spy balloon, that was clearly a balloon. These are objects. I am not able to categorize how they stay aloft. It could be a gaseous type of balloon inside a structure, or it could be some type of a propulsion system. But clearly, they're able to stay aloft. I would be hesitant to and urge you not to attribute it to any specific country. We don't know. That's why it's so critical to get our hands on these so that we can further assess and analyze what they are.
This is the government, by the way.
Thank
This
you.
is the government.
Next we'll go to Nancy Youssef, Wall
update.
Street Journal.
Thank you. To both of you, you're saying that their preliminary assessment is that they don't pose a kinetic threat, but that they are objects and not balloons, and that you need to sort of adjust your radar. And I guess I'm trying to get an understanding, what is the expectation going forward, or at least in the next few days? Is it your plan to continue to shoot these down, or to make adjustments such that you can make assessments better, that they don't always have to happen when you're shooting something down? I'm trying to get a sense of the adjustment, General Panrick, that you referred to, and what that will look like, practically speaking, in the days ahead. Thank you.
Nancy, thanks for the question. So the expectation going forward is we'll continue to doing our mission exactly like we've been doing now, approaching 65 years for NORAD. If there's an unknown object that enters either Canadian or U.S. airspace, we will go out, we will attempt to identify it. If it's a threat, kinetic threat, military threat, I am delegated the authority if it commits a hostile act or hostile intent. And let me describe hostile act. Hostile act would be shooting a missile, dropping a bomb, taking aggressive action. A hostile intent would be maneuvering to an offensive position against our forces or something like that. In that situation, I'm cleared directly to engage without further permission. In this case, there is no hostile act or hostile intent, but it is an unknown object, and therefore we have to have a further discussion across the government, both the government of Canada in some cases and the government of the United States, to assess, is it a risk to national security by passing over key covered facilities such as our missile fields and other structure? Is it a risk to flight safety? Is it a risk to personnel on the ground? And then if you're going to take action, you have to make an assessment of what is the risk of collateral damage to potentially boats and mariners out over the water, our infrastructure, and people on the ground. That's essentially the process you go to and have to go through. We've done that on each one of these. Thank you.
Thank you
So
very much.
this is
Let's go
the
to David
Pentagon
Martin, CBS.
press briefing. This is live.
You say that this is the first time we've ever had shoot downs, at least as to the best of your memory. But has any of this happened before the Chinese balloon was discovered? Have there been these unidentified objects which have been tracked for a while and then left U.S. airspace, but have entered and for one reason or another were not, what should I say, prosecuted like you've been doing these, the ones since the Chinese balloon?
Yeah, David, so great question. Thanks for that. So we have scrambled in the past against radar tracks that we've been unable to correlate with fighters. That has happened over years. And sometimes it's attributed to potentially being birds. Sometimes it's been attributed to weather. Sometimes we don't know what to attribute it to. What I would say is you go back and look over time, we've been able to figure out the best way to track various sources, including the high altitude balloons that we've talked about recently back to 2019 and prior, and couple that with our adjustments of our radar. It gives us a better ability to detect and have better domain awareness, as you've heard me talk about. I don't know if Secretary Dalton wants to add anything to that.
Thank you very much, General Van Herk. I would just add to that as we learn more about these objects, and certainly the PRC balloon, we're going to enhance our understanding of the characteristics of them that will perhaps enable us to look back at prior instances that were potentially overlooked or weren't looked closely enough at, to see if there's a comparison to be made there, and certainly will help us going forward to better identify and track these types of objects and balloons.
Have you reached the object that went down off northern Alaska?
David, we're actively searching for that object right now. I've got a Navy P-8, which is surveilling the area with helicopters as well. Once we locate that object, we'll put an Arctic security package in there and begin the analysis and recovery, but we don't have it right now.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's go to Courtney Cubey, NBC.
Hi, thanks. How are you so confident that the initial balloon was Chinese? Were there some markings on it? I'm trying to figure out why, because from very early on, it seemed that there was a real confidence versus these last three that we can't get any sense of who owns them or what they were doing.
Thanks, Courtney.
Some sort of emergency press briefing that's supposed to take place now.
Hey, we have a hot mic out there. Go ahead,
that was
Secretary.
me. Sorry. No, just kidding.
Yeah, thank you. So, Courtney, for the PRC balloon, we had a basis in intelligence to know definitively that its point of origin was the People's Republic of China.
So what I'm struggling with now is these last three that we still are calling objects. We don't know what they are. You knew that the Chinese one was surveilling, and potentially you knew who it belonged to, and yet there was no effort to there was a decision not to take it down until it was over the ocean. I understand that there was concerns about everything on the ground there, but can someone explain why the decision is made to take these last three unknown objects? We don't know who they belong to. We don't know what they're doing. But I still don't quite understand why the decision was made to literally in succession. It seems like they're being taken down faster and faster and faster. I mean, is there some other concern or threat that you're tracking that is giving a heightened sense of need to take these down?
Courtney, thank you. The process that General Van Herk described earlier in terms of the criteria that we work through to determine whether these objects, or in the case of the PRC balloon, the balloon was a threat. We look to see if it's going to pose a kinetic military threat. In both cases, that was not the case. We look to see, is it surveilling potentially DoD sensitive sites? We knew that was the case in both instances, and it was even more concerning in the case of the PRC balloon because we knew that it was a PRC balloon. We also consider, is it a threat to civilian aviation? In the case of the PRC balloon, it was flying at an altitude that it did not pose a threat to civilian aviation. And so that was part of the criteria for bringing it down over the water when we could safely do so, in addition to its enormous size. It was 200 feet tall. Payload was the size of 3 school buses. And, for these unidentified objects being much smaller, but unfortunately flying at an altitude that did pose a risk potentially to safe civilian aviation, that was part of the criteria that went into deciding to take the objects down over the last 3 days sooner in the tracking cycle. So, that's the process that we have rigorously worked through over the last week. General Van Herk, anything you want to add?
No, Melissa, I think you're right on. I don't have anything to add.
Thank you. Let's go to Brent Dahlberg, Michigan Radio.
Hi, thanks. A missile seems like a particularly destructive weapon to be using if there's a desire to investigate and figure out what these are afterwards. Can you explain why, explain the weapon's choice?
Absolutely. Melissa, if you don't mind, I'll take this one. So, first of all, maintaining a radar track on an object this small is very hard. So, taking a radar shot, such as an AIM-120, would be a lower probability of success. We assessed taking a gunshot yesterday in that event as well as today. And the pilots in each situation felt that that was really unachievable because of the size, especially yesterday in the altitude, and also because of the challenge to acquire it visually because it's so small. It's also potentially a safety of flight issue because you have to get so close to the object before you see it that you potentially could fly into the debris or the actual object. Therefore, in each situation, the AIM-9X, a heat-seeking missile or infrared missile that sees contrast, has been the weapons of choice against the objects which we've been seeing. In each case, we have taken extreme caution to ensure that we limit potential collateral damage. So today, we work closely with the FAA to clear out the airspace. I gave direction specifically to the pilots to use their visual acuity to check for mariners on the ground, airplanes in the air, to clear with their radars as well. And when they were comfortable that we could minimize collateral damage, they selected the best weapon today. That was the AIM-9X, and they took the shot.
Thank you. Let's go to Helene Cooper, New York Times.
Hi, thanks, Pat, and thanks for doing this. This is for General Van Herk. Because you still haven't been able to tell us what these things are that we are shooting out of the sky, that raises the question, have you ruled out aliens or extraterrestrials? And if so, why? Because that is what everyone is asking us right now.
Yeah, thanks for the question, Helene. I'll let the intel community and the counterintelligence community figure that out. I haven't ruled out anything. At this point, we continue to assess every threat or potential threat unknown that approaches North America with the attempt to identify it.
Thanks.
Good
Okay,
question.
Let's go to Oren Lieberman.
At least
CNN.
somebody asked. They just asked.
Thanks for doing
aliens.
this. Are you currently tracking other unidentified objects in U.S. airspace? And you've now shot down 3 objects in 3 days. Are we to believe these are the first 3 unidentified objects in U.S. airspace, or do you believe there are dozens or potentially hundreds of other such objects that have flown through U.S. airspace? And have any of these recent objects interfered with pilot sensors? Thank you.
Yeah, for your last question, I'm not going to talk about the sensors and what we've seen. If you don't mind, that needs to come out through the intel communities and what we've seen. I'm not currently tracking any other objects at this point. That doesn't mean there couldn't be more at some point in the future, but right now we're not seeing anything. As far as, why previously, I don't know if there was more. We do know after the fact that there was high altitude balloons because we went back and we were able to reconstruct that. As far as these specific objects at this time, I'm unaware to say. It's certainly possible, but I don't have the fidelity to give you the answer. We will go look at the data to see if we can figure anything out about the potential for not seeing these previously.
Thank you. Let's go to Phil Stewart. Phil Stewart, Reuters.
Hey there. Just want to double check what exactly. I know you talked about the fact that we weren't looking for slower speed aircraft and that these objects had a lower radar cross section. But could you just kind of explain to us what makes these objects in particular more difficult to track, or why you weren't tracking them before? And I guess the other question I think everybody's kind of wondering is, now that you've tweaked everything, should the American public be expecting, lots more shoot downs? Thanks.
Thanks, Phil. What makes them really hard to detect and track is their size and potentially shape. We'll get our hands on them at some point. I can't confirm that right now, but that could certainly play a rule or a factor in this. As far as going forward, I'll go back to my mission is to defend our homeland in both my NORAD and NORTHCOM hat. Anything that approaches North America, if it's unknown, I'm going to go identify it and assess, is it a threat? If it is a threat, I'll shoot it down. If it's not a threat, the kinetic military threat that we talked about earlier, it's not committing a hostile act or hostile intent, then we'll have a broader discussion. Your second part of that is really about what are we going to do in the future is really a policy decision. I'll ask Secretary Dalton if she wants to add anything.
I'd only add again that the safety and security of the American people is job number one for us. And for any of these operations, we fine-tune them to ensure that there's going to be little to no collateral damage. None of the operations over the last week have resulted in collateral damage.
But Secretary Dalton, could you just explain then, do we expect that there's been a policy decision that will lead us to near daily shoot downs as we detect these things more and more?
Bill, thank you. We are taking this very much on a case by case basis. Each operation has been different. And we will certainly keep you updated as we continue to learn more about these objects and the PRC balloon and what that means for us going forward.
Thank you. Let's go to Ben Brash, Washington Post.
Thank you very much, both, for taking the time. More directly, and in reference to the last question, is it our policy or a preference of the United States government still to not shoot down anything over U.S. territory? When is it that you make that call? I know you talked about assessing if anything was a kinetic threat, but is it policy or preference? Thank you very much.
The policy is to defend the United States and its sovereign territory and airspace. Full stop.
Thank you. We have time for just a few more. Let's go to Dimitri Sevaspalo, Financial Times.
Thanks very much, Pat. Two questions. At this point, are you able to assess that the three objects over Alaska, Yukon, and Lake Huron, are they similar objects as far as you can tell? And then secondly, the Biden administration has said that it realized this was a problem last year. It briefed Congress in August. So I'm curious, why didn't you recalibrate the gateways on the radar systems earlier if you knew that Chinese balloons were an issue at that point?
Yeah, let me talk about this. So the way I would characterize similar, they're similar in size, similar in speeds that go with the wind on these objects that we've seen. As far as specific shapes, we've got to get our hands on those to see fidelity and detail of shape, how they get airborne, do they have propulsion? All of those things are still to be determined. Your second part of that question, remind me what that was.
So you said that recently, the reason you may be detecting more things is you recalibrated or changed the thresholds for gateways on the radar systems. I wonder, given that you briefed, not you, but the administration briefed Congress on the Chinese balloon program last August, why were gateways not changed back then?
Yeah, so that's a great question. The timing of the intel and adjustments, what I would say is we didn't necessarily see a need to change a thing. The Chinese high altitude balloon alerted us to the speed, the slowness, and being able to detect. We decided to do that at that time. I hope that makes sense to you.
I would just add,
given that there were questions about the program, as early as August last year, and those balloons were flying at those kind of speeds then, was there not a discussion about changing the gateways back then?
I can perhaps help here as well. So the briefings to Congress last year were done, I believe, through intelligence channels. And again, that was intelligence that was better understood retrospectively based on elements of the equation that were discovered after the fact. And then the high altitude balloon from the PRC that was shot down last weekend was categorically different than the prior high altitude balloons because it transited the entire continental United States, starting with Alaska, across Canada, and across CONUS. And so it was quite different than the prior instances. And on that basis, we determined that we needed to enhance our radar.
Thank you.
We've got time for just two more questions here. We'll go to Peter Martin, Bloomberg.
Hey, thanks very much for doing this. I wanted to ask, has Secretary Austin talked yet with Wei Fenghe from the PRC about the first balloon? And then in addition, has DoD communicated with the Chinese military at any level about any of these subsequent objects? Thank you.
Thank you. There have been contacts made with the PRC on the high altitude balloon.
Okay, thank you very much. And final question will go to Brian Everstein, Aviation Week.
Hi, thank you so much for doing this. Back to the discussion on the AIM-9X. Can you talk about what about these objects gave off enough heat signature for the IR seeker without any sort of propulsion system? And secondly, the F-16 presumably has a targeting pod. I assume you had eyes on from other aircraft. Will the Pentagon be releasing any of these images?
I'll let policy decide on the images. That's not mine. But the AIM-9X, first, I wouldn't make an assumption there wasn't a propulsion system or there was. What I would say is what you have is a contrast between the environment and the objects themselves, which gives often IR contrast, which allows the missile to track, and that's been very, very effective for the AIM-9X. Melissa, over to you on the releasing of photos.
Thank you. We absolutely want to be transparent about our military operations and what we are learning about these objects and the PRC high altitude balloon, and hope to share more in the coming days.
My apologies. I had one last question here to Nick Slayton, Task and Purpose, and that will be our final question.
Thank you. I wanted to see, when we talk about investigating the debris of this, who's taking the lead on that? Is that the All Domain Anomaly Resolution Office? And then also, we've seen free shoot downs and free days. If this was to continue, if this pace of operations was to continue, is that proving to be would that be a strain on units, or are all units able to handle these kind of rapid scramblings in that regard? Thank you.
Melissa, you want that, or you want me to take it?
You go right ahead. Thank you.
Thanks. All right. So as far as the recovery lead, technically, the FBI has the lead under counterintelligence authorities. They are embedded with DoD because we have the resources to enable them to conduct the operations. In Canada, the Canadians have the lead. Their Royal Canadian Mounted Police are embedded with their Canadian Special Operations Forces, and we have the FBI forces as well, liaison with them to make sure that we're sharing as much info as possible.
Thank you.
Secretary Dalton, General Van Herk, thank you both very much. Ladies and gentlemen, that is all the time we have for this evening. Thank you again for joining us. We will be posting a transcript to defense.gov once it's available.
You're just listening in there to
So that's
the
it.
Pentagon
That was the
press
Pentagon
briefing
press
here as we learn
briefing.
more information on that fourth object that was shot down over Lake Huron.
All right.
Here on live.
So they didn't need a heat signature from these things. They could just use contrast to shoot them down. That was an answer about the weapon they use, the AIM-9X. So that's how they could use infrared to still seek and destroy. And they know the one thing was from the Chinese government. They don't know about these other things. And what else? The one person asked, like, everybody wants to know, is it aliens? Or have you ruled out? She goes, did you rule out aliens? And if you have ruled them out, why? Like, of course, it could be aliens. So they did ask the question. He said, you had to ask like intelligence or something. He goes, you have to talk to counterintelligence about aliens. But we haven't ruled it out, he said. So can't believe this many people are still tuned in. But I think I'm going to watch the game at this point. That's the latest news update. You guys have gotten the official update subscribe to the channel, like this video. If you really wanted me to take phone calls, you would have to bribe me at this point, because I'm ready to, I've given a good stream and everything, but I can be bribed, to be fair. So that's the news, though. That's the full news. They gave the update. They said, oh yeah, they said they've like changed their radar so that it works different, so that now the radar sees these things that it didn't see before. So now they're starting to see these things that didn't show up on radar because of the way they were looking at stuff. Thanks, Teddy Spaghetti. Says, good job, Nate. Teddy Spaghetti said to make sure I do 2 hours at least. Yes. Bethany Braille says, Nathan, I know this is slightly off topic, but have you ever looked into Ra from the Law of One actually being a negative STS entity? I haven't done that, but the Law of One is a very interesting piece of material that everybody should read, because it might be an alien communicating with us. And in that case, I think I remember they were saying Ra says we're transitioning to 4th density. Yeah, it's supposed to happen soon. You know, like we're supposed to transition into 4th density. Like right now, we're just 3rd density. But 4th density is going to be enlightenment and stuff. It's like new age. So the other is this alien that channeled something called the Law of One. And I've read the whole thing. And he talked about how the pyramids were built, like really specifically. And the pyramids were built by aliens. But yeah, that's all in the Law of One. They explain exactly what the pyramids are about. But you guys should read that. All right. I didn't see anybody bribing. But thanks for the super chats. You guys are the ones that make this show happen. Thanks, everybody who did that. Tamra, Vagabond Life, Capono, Bushidoki, Mr. Roman, Christine Knotts, Winston Breaks, and Mike Sherman. And then I did get coffee from Zachary Marquez. Got a coffee. And the Buy Me a Coffee is open 24 hours a day, even when the stream is not live. Oh, there you go. Rainier and Rautenberg bought 5 coffees. She says, for what it's worth, birthday balloons are small, move at the speed of wind, and they come in all kinds of shapes and colors. Just saying. Yeah. Could just be balloons. All right, guys. We'll watch the football and stuff like regular people. And we'll watch the halftime show like regular people. And we'll sit there and we'll say, wow. And the football game will be really close. And then people are going to say it was rigged because it's going to be a great game. Let's see. They say it's close. I already heard it was 7-7. That's an interesting game. If they make it really good, then you know it's fixed. Then you know. If it comes down to the very end, then you know it's probably fixed, right? Okay, hopefully nobody dies of a heart attack today. That would be terrible, but not unexpected. And I'll see you guys at the next show. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell. It's 21:14 now, apparently, says Eddie. All right, see you guys.